process of learning your note names in piano music is really similar to the process of learning how to find your way to a friend's house. The first time you visit a friend, you're going to need a specific address to know how to get there. We live on 17 Main Street. Once you visit a couple of times, you won't rely on the address as much because you'll start to pull together these little mental shortcuts to help you find your way. You might notice, for example, that your friend lives 2 houses down from the stop sign. And with enough visits, you eventually don't need to rely on shortcuts or the address at all because you just intuitively know how to find your way there. The exact same thing happens when you're learning to read music. The first time you are introduced to a letter name, you will need very specific instructions on how to find it. The letter G, for example, is 2 lines up in the treble clef. But with enough time and practice, you'll start to develop your own little shortcuts that help you find these notes. So you might notice that F is really close to G and A is also really close to G, and you start pulling together these little shortcuts that don't rely on specific instructions anymore and more just help you find your way intuitively. And that's the key, because eventually with enough practice, you are not going to rely on the specific instructions or even these shortcuts anymore. You are going to look at a line or space in the staff and know exactly which note it is because you've just spent so much time there. So if you are just learning music and you're getting discouraged about how difficult it can be to learn your note names, I hope this encourages you. If you've ever been able to remember how to get to a friend's house, you can learn how to read music. Take care.